Welcome to the 53rd Annual AWGIE Awards. And now, your host for this evening, Bjorn Stewart.
Welcome, Bjorn Stewart here, your host for this year's Australian Writers Guild AWGIE Awards. Tonight we come together to recognise excellence in Australian storytelling, celebrating our very best screen and stage writers with this, the only industry award given to writers by writers. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Before we begin, Australian Writers Guild would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the nations on which you work and live. The Guild acknowledges that sovereignty was never ceded on the Aboriginal people and that the oldest storytelling culture continues to this day. The AWG and I would also like to welcome all Aboriginal people watching and pay respects to elders past and present. This has been a hard year. The world has suffered fires and floods, police brutality, civil unrest, tantrum-throwing world leaders, and what else am I missing? There's something that big happened this year. What was it? Oh yeah, Corona beers didn't get discounted at Dan Murphy's. The world was in lockdown, but writers were used to working from home, keeping the industry alive, and well used to day drinking. We still have a few more weeks left of the year, so who knows what else is next? It could be aliens, killer bees, the insect or the rappers, or even Jesus. But it could even be worse. We could be watching an endless loop of Friends on our screens. Sit back, crack open a Corona and join us celebrating the heart and soul of Australian storytelling, the 53rd Annual AWGIE Awards. Now, a word from AWG President Shane Brennan.
Welcome to the 53rd Annual AWGIE Awards. It gives me great pleasure to join with you tonight in celebrating the very finest of Australian writing for 2020 in this virtual awards presentation, a Guild first. And what an extraordinary year it has been. A year of uncertainty and fear, of lockdowns and curfews, of industry shutdowns and theatre closures. And if a life-threatening pandemic wasn't enough, we also now have to deal with changes to local content quotas, tax regulations for feature films, and the myopic vision of a government that fails to acknowledge, or perhaps doesn't understand, that support for writers is critical to the future survival of this industry. Of course, writers in this country are no strangers to adversity. Our Guild was created to help forge a path from the world of radio to the new world of television, to support and protect one another as foreign British content in a new medium was threatening our livelihoods. And here we are today, facing these same issues, except the number of new mediums and the amount of foreign content is manifestly much more overwhelming. So we need to do what our founders did: stick together, support each other, support our Guild. And we need to fight for the opportunity to keep creating the kind of work we are celebrating here tonight. Thank you to the many members who volunteer their time to help the Guild throughout the year and who have made tonight's virtual AWGIEs possible. And of course, a big call out to our staff who have continued fighting for us through these very difficult and unprecedented times. Thank you too to all of our sponsors, in particular our gold sponsors, AWGAX, EQ Media Group, Media Super, and Screenwrites. We end this extraordinary year with some hope. Hope for a vaccine. Hope for a return to the way things were. Hope for the opportunity to continue to tell our stories and take them to the world. Good luck to all of the nominees in all of the categories tonight. Let the awards begin.
Hello everybody, my name is Bradley Slade, and in 2018 my short film Lost and Found won the AWGIE for Best Animation before going on to win the major award. And being recognized by the Guild and fellow writers for my script in this way has been the biggest highlight of my career. Melbourne's been in lockdown for the last 112 days, and so I feel incredibly lucky to be a writer in this time where I'm still able to be productive, and being used to writing in solitude, social distancing hasn't been too affecting on my mental health either. Right, guys? 1.5, guys. We've been through this. Come on. It is my honor to present the first awards of the evening.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Audio category are Ghost Hunter, Ben Lawrence with Jess Byneth; McElroy Uncovered, Episode 3, Paul Gartside.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Ben Lawrence with Jess Byneth for Ghost Hunter.
Hi, I want to thank the Australian Writers Guild for this award. It's a real honour. Firstly, I want to say thank Jess Byneth, who was my co-writer and did amazing work and really guided me through this process. So all credit to her. Thank you to Kate Montague, Jackie Tourneur, Rebecca Bennett, and thank you to the characters in Ghost Hunter, Jason King, Kathy Quinlan for sharing their story, and all other adult survivors of childhood trauma. It was a really important story to tell for me, and it was wonderful to see it in this form as a podcast. Thanks again to the Australian Writers Guild.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Short Film category are Carmentis, Anthony Webb; Triple Swear, Danica Horvat; Something Has Died in the Forest, Strosh Ulysses Dochlo, Eva Justine Torkola.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Anthony Webb for Carmentis.
Thank you so much. This is a massive honour. Carmentis is a hugely personal story to me and the most ambitious short film I've ever written. I want to start off by thanking the AWG and the judges and anyone who had any hand in helping me develop the script or story, in particular Jacqueline Hewer, my producer, Aaron Ginsberg, my script editor, and Merlin Eden, the editor of the film, who were all instrumental in shaping what the story and script eventually became. Thank you so much.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Animation category are Alien TV, Barbecue, Simon Dodd; Kitty Is Not a Cat, Cat's IQ, Raymond Bosley; Space Nova, Black Hamster, Charlotte Rose Hamlin; Space Nova, Ghost Station, Thomas Duncan Watt.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Thomas Duncan Watt for Space Nova Ghost Station.
Hi guys, if you're watching this now it means I have won, which is amazing, thank you. First off, I'll have to thank the Guild for being an incredible source of support during a very unusual year. I have to thank my wonderful partner Den, as always. And of course the entire Space Nova crew, especially my wonderful team of writers that includes, in no particular order, John Armstrong, Joel Slack-Smith, Charlotte Rose Hamlin, Mel Alexander, Georgina Love, and Ben Z. Levin. Thank you guys, I share this with you. Thank you Guild, and here's to hopefully a very different 2021. Bye.
I'm Cody Bedford and I'm here to announce the winner of the Children's Television category.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Children's Television P classification category are Little J and Big Cuz, Season 2, Desert Camp; Dorothy West; Little J and Big Cuz, Season 2, Finding Home; Beck Cole; Little J and Big Cuz, Season 2, Goodbye Swooper; Erica Glynn.
And the AWGIE goes to Erica Glynn, Little J and Big Cuz Season 2, Goodbye Swooper.
Hi, this is a joint nominee response from Erica Glynn, AWST and myself, Beck. We would like to thank you for this award. We're sort of taking it on behalf of the whole writing team for Little J and Big Cuz. We want to say a big shout out and thanks to Claire Masden, who's been our story editor and put together all the notes and supported all the writers on the team. And also a big thanks to Ned Lander, the producer, and Tony Thorpe, the animator, and a whole heap of other people that are involved on the show behind the scenes. Over to you, Erica.
Oh, look, here, well said. I have got nothing to add to that, except that, yeah, this is a team effort, and thanks to everybody involved.
And finally, the winners are Little J and Big Cuz, and all the Coolangars, all the children, all our children who inspire us to put on our little kid head brains to be able to write stories for them that matter. So thank you and congratulations to the whole Little J and Big Cuz team. Woohoo!
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Children's Television C classification category are Mustangs FC Season 3, Level Up, Alex Bean. Mustangs FC Season 3, Mustangs Forever and Ever, Magda Wozniak. The New Legends of Monkey Season 2, Quest for Knowledge, Connor Van Vuren. The New Legends of Monkey Season 2, Shadowboxing, Christian Van Vuren.
And the AWGIE goes to Magda Wozniak, Mustangs FC Season 3, Mustangs Forever and Ever.
It was my great privilege to write for Mustangs FC. I would like to thank Rachel Davis and Amanda Higgs for creating something so special, a show that truly elevated young women both in front of and behind the camera. I'd like to thank our wonderful story room team of Kirsty Fisher, Alex Bean, Shanti Gajen, Ray Earl and Marisa Nather, as well as Alice Jones and Sarah Freeman. Corey Chen I would like to thank for so perfectly directing this episode. And a big thank you to Debbie Lee, everyone at Matchbox, ABC, NITV and Film Vic, as well as to Dane and everyone at RGM. I wrote this episode of Mustangs to help our young characters process a loss in their lives and move forward, without realising that at the time I was also processing the loss of Mustangs from my life. This was a very special experience for me, something that I will carry with me forever, and I would just like to thank everyone who was a part of that. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Mark Humphreys, and it's time now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The thrilling, surprising, and always uplifting thanking of the sponsors. But just while I've got you here, I actually do have a script I've been working on, and since we have an audience of writers tonight, I just thought that I'd workshop it with you, just if that's all right. So you might be familiar with the hit Aussie drama Dr. Doctor. My show is in a similar vein, but it's called Sponsor Sponsor. To help me with this scene, I've enlisted the talents of the great Virginia Gay. Welcome, Virginia.
I thought this was an audition for the new Thor film.
It could be. Who knows where thanking the sponsors could lead. Just on that, I have been asked if my script could mention the names of all of tonight's sponsors. I've done it quite surreptitiously. I don't think you'll even notice. Let's begin, shall we?
Well, if it isn't Cameron Cresswell, still one of Australia's leading literary managers and representing some of Australia's most esteemed writers.
You know I am. You've got some nerve coming here after the trick you pulled with a team of intellectual property specialists at By George Legal. What brings you here anyway?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm here to see the very good eggs at EQ Media.
The award-winning film and production company.
The very same. But I seem to have gotten terribly, terribly lost. This isn't the EQ building?
No, this is the QE building.
Oh, no. Oh, no! No, my So, the AWGIE says feminine dyslexia.
Yeah, that's right. It's a first draft.
Oh no! My feminine dyslexia has returned. Oh no, 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 no!
Pull yourself together, woman! It might just be a one-off. Say, read this list of sponsors for the AWGIEs. It's a series of acronyms.
CAP,
ABC,
SACWAG,
AWGACS, the Australian Writers Guild Authorship Collecting Society.
FATC,
The ACTF, the Australian Children's Television Foundation.
farts?
Oh dear, nobody tell afters.
Oh no, 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 no!
We're gonna get through this! You know, we're not so different, you and I. In fact, we're very much the same. Just the other day, I was looking at that same list and I believed it to be a restaurant menu. I made an order thinking I was ordering miso soup and steamed rice. Instead, I received very generous support from Media Super and Screen Rights.
Well, maybe we are the same after all. Just a couple of matches in the same matchbox.
What a beautiful analogy, and not at all contrived.
Do you know, Mark, I'm heading off later this evening to have dinner with a couple of school friends. Would you care to join us?
What are their names?
Bunya Productions and Seesaw Films?
It's a date. Well, there you have it. Seamless brand integration, some truly creative content. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight, with the notable exception of the major government funding bodies who've done bugger all. Good night.
G'day, I'm Benjamin Law.
And I'm Michelle Law, and we're here to announce the winners of the web series and television serial categories. First up is the web series category, one that's very dear to my heart because I did win the AWGIE one year for that.
Yeah, we get it. Thanks, Mish. Here are the nominees.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Web Series category are Content, Anna Barnes. Halal Girls, Episode 3 and Episode 6, Von Patiag with Sarah Mansour.
And the AWGIE goes to Anna Barnes for Content.
Thank you to the Australian Writers Guild for this AWGIE. It feels wholly appropriate that I am filming this on a phone for Content. I'd like to thank everyone involved in Content, Ludo Studio, Charlie, Daly Pearson, thank you so much for this opportunity. Meg O'Connell, our incredible producer, Jackson, the Shy Kids in Canada, thank you to our incredible cast, Gemma and Charlotte, Kumin Lu, Lee, Screen Australia, Karen, Candice, and Emmett and Mum. Thanks, and I hope everyone's having a good night wherever they are.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Television Serial category are The Heights, Season 2, Episode 7, Peter Matesi. The Heights, Season 2, Episode 28, Megan Palinkas. The Heights, Season 2, Episode 29, Romina Accurso. The Heights, Season 2, Episode 30, Warren Clark.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Peter Matesi for The Heights, Season 2, Episode 7.
I want to start by thanking the Guild, an organisation that I love dearly and that we need now more than ever. But I want to give most of my love to the 4 writers that I was lucky enough to spend 3 years with in various rooms. They started with a pitch document for The Heights and ended up with 60 wonderful episodes, and they all worked tirelessly, and they're all fantastic writers. 3 of them were nominated with me here tonight, 1 of them last year. So thank you so much to Hannah Carroll Chapman, Romina Accurso, Megan Palinkas, and Warren Clark. It was a joy to spend all that time with you, and I would do it all again in 10, 15, 20 years maybe, definitely 20 years.
Hi, my name is Tony Ayres, and 21 years ago I won an AWGIE for a documentary called Sadness, and that AWGIE helped launch my ongoing film and TV career. I'm honoured tonight to be presenting the award in the documentary categories.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Documentary, Public Broadcast or Exhibition category are Coco, A Red Dog Story, Aaron McCann and Dominic Pearce. Own the Sky, Gregory Reed. Perspective Shift, Daniel, Genevieve Clay Smith. Wild Butterfly, Shireen Narayanan.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Gregory Reed for Own the Sky. Congratulations.
I'm a little bit lost for words, and that's not normally my problem. I want to thank the Australian Writers Guild for this honour, for this very special award. It does come as quite a surprise. I also want to thank the Screen Australia and Create New South Wales for their unwavering support of this script, which allowed me to make the film I wanted to make. I also want to thank the voices of all the wonderful people that I worked with, who basically allowed me access to their inspirational, story, and basically gave me unfettered access over the 12-year period that allowed me to write the story that ended up on the screen. So, without them, I wouldn't be able to tell this very special Australian story. So I, thank them for that, and thank you again. So, wow, great news. Thank you. Bye.
From all the entries, only one script was selected by judges to be nominated, and that nominee is therefore the winner of the Documentary, Community, Educational and Training category.
And the AWGIE goes to Christopher Burke and Distan Bark for I Am a Hazard. Congratulations.
G'day, I'm Chris Burke, and I'm gratefully accepting this award on behalf of myself and Distan Bark from the Health, Education and Training Institute with New South Wales Health. The Guild said that I could say anything in this speech within reason. So I'm going to take the opportunity to thank them for their continued support and lobbying on behalf of us writers. It's been a particularly tough year for everyone, and our industry in particular is facing a lot of challenges with local content quotas at the moment. So if you haven't already, head to makeitaustralian.com and help protect Australian stories and all the jobs they create. Okay, thank you.
Oh, hello! I didn't know we were on today. Don't mind the mess. Commercial television and Netflix no longer need to make children's programs, so it's up to our heavily underfunded ABC to be here for you. Plus, I get to camp anywhere I want. Life is always an adventure. Anyway, let's sing a song. Sadly, we can't sing our favourite songs because we have no money to renew the licensing agreements, but we can make our own silly songs. Do you ever sing silly songs? Come on, let's give it a try. Wiggle, wiggle, wave at a rat. Don't get bit by the rat. Why's the rat as big as a cat? We have pet rats. They're always hungry. So hungry they like to have little nibbles on Big Ted. The king rat likes to live in Big Ted's chest. While we wait for the pet rats to go back to their nests, it's time to blast off on the rocket clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. We have Big Ted taking a nap from all the rats, kissing him on his head. Jemima was nothing. I love you, my boo. Oh, hello. You're back already. Well, that's all we have time for today. I need to go to sleep soon to keep away the sad thoughts. But thank you for joining us today. And remember, as long as the government enforces regulation and backs the ABC, we'll always be there for you, creating great Aussie children's programs no matter what happens. Oh.
Hello, I'm Alison Bell.
And I'm John Leary.
And we're here tonight to announce the comedy winners.
And the AWGIE goes to... What?
We should do some banter.
Oh, some comedy banter for the comedy category?
Yes.
Okay.
You look lovely this evening.
Oh, thanks. Good just to be out of track pants.
It is good.
Sorry.
We've been in lockdown in Melbourne for 400 years, so we've got nothing to say to each other.
Yeah. Just cut to the package.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Comedy, Situation or Narrative category are How to Stay Married, Season 2, Sexting, Trent Roberts. Rosehaven, Season 4, Episode 1, Luke McGregor and Celia Paquola. Rosehaven, Season 4, Episode 5, Luke McGregor and Celia Paquola. The Other Guy, Season 2, The Escape Room, Casey Anning.
And the AWGIE goes to...
Luke McGregor and Celia Paquola for Rosehaven, Season 4, Episode 5.
Hello, Celia and Luke here. We just want to say thank you so much for this award. We haven't gotten dressed up for the event. This is just how we dress when we're riding Rosehaven.
Yes, I'm about to exercise, actually, so...
It means a lot. It's a real honour. We would like to thank Michael Lucas, our wonderful script editor, magic everything person for this show.
And Rob Hunter, who helps us write heaps of jokes, because normally our scripts are just full of character deaths, and then Rob comes in and makes it fun. So thank you, Rob.
Super dark. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Buddy.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Comedy, Sketch or Light Entertainment category are Direct Eye Contact, Hannah Riley. The Feed, Anger for Women, Chloe Shorten's Husband, Social Media Cops, Scottophile and Bushfire Press Release. Victoria Zerbst with Michael Hing, Cameron James, Alex Lee and Jenna Owen. 7:30, Season 2, Mark Humphreys and Evan Williams.
And the AWGIE Award goes to...
Fun fact, our son's name is AWGIE.
It's true. It's true. It's a sure way of getting one.
Oh, we should have called him Oscar.
Yes. Or Tony.
Or Logie. And the award goes to... we have a tie. Victoria Zerbst with Michael Hing, Cameron James, Alex Lee, Jenna Owen for The Feed.
And Mark Humphreys and Evan Williams for 7:30 Season 2.
Hello AWGIEs. Hello AWGIEs. AWGIEs, thank you so much for this award and for the, I think, $180,000 in prize money we're getting.
George Orwell once said that every joke is an act of revolution.
We truly believe that sketch comedy has the power to change the world. I mean, it hasn't yet, but, you know,
Gosh, we'd like to thank the whole team at SBS and the Feed for helping us on our mission to heal every broken heart in this great nation with layered and textured sketch comedy writing.
And tonight we were one step closer to that mission because my heart, wait for it, feels really full right now. God bless you.
Hi there. I know I'm usually the face of this collaboration, but I thought it'd be nice tonight if Evan got a chance to speak.
Firstly, I'd love to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press.
What? You're thinking the wrong organisation. This is the Australian Writers Guild. You've got 40 seconds to make a speech and you're thinking the wrong organisation. This is why you don't speak.
I'd love to thank the Academy.
Hello there, my name is Wayne Blair.
And I'm Hugo Weaving.
And we're currently working for the Sydney Theatre Company. We're performing in Angus Serini's play Wonnangatta, which was generously supported by the AWGIE David Williamson Prize a few years ago.
And Wayne and I are delighted to be able to present the 2020 AWGIE Awards in the stage categories.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Community and Youth Theatre category are A Hymn to the Hateful, Finnegan Krookemeyer. Collapse, Grace De Morgan.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Finnegan Krookemeyer for A Hymn to the Hateful.
Hi everybody, thank you very much if this award has come to be, that's really lovely. Great company to be in with this award and just lovely to have had the opportunity to write it. It's a huge thing for a high school to get together a full commissioning fee, and Adelaide High School really invested in this project and in the Running with Scissors ensemble, which is this amazing group of young people existing as students but also as theatre makers who think really critically and have things to say about the world, and kind of demanded that of me in the writing, and it was great. It was a really good process as helmed by David, who brought the group together and directed the work. So just thank you very much to the young people involved more than anything. I think they were very inspiring to kind of make this work with, to the school, to the guild. Cheers, have a good one.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Theatre for Young Audiences category are Cusp, Mary Ann Butler. Forgetting to Remember, Finnegan Krookemeyer. Normal, Katie Pollock. Won the Bear, Candice Bowers.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Mary Ann Butler for Cusp.
Hello AWGIE's people, my name is Mary Ann Butler and I'm the writer of Cusp. Cusp wouldn't exist without Fraser Caulfield and Australian Theatre for Young People who commissioned it, and I'd really like to thank Fraser in particular and Australian Theatre for Young People in consistently investing in diverse theatre, particularly regional theatre. Jane Fitzgerald, amazing dramaturg, really shaped that script up, whipped it into shape with me, and Rosalie Grimes, who was the cultural consultant on Cusp and just brought such a wealth of beauty and knowledge and love to the character of Rosie in particular. Fraser Caulfield, who directed Cusp and developed it with the actors. Fraser did such a beautiful job, it was impeccable and I loved every minute of it. So Fraser had a season. Cusp had a season at Browns Mart in Darwin and then moved to Griffin in Sydney, and the co-producers in Darwin were Sean Party and Browns Mart Theatre. So thank you so much to you guys for that support and love, and Griffin Theatre in Sydney. And to the beautiful cast who also challenged the script and made it more youthful or contemporary. Nyasha Ogden, Stevie Jean and Josh McElroy, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Incredible design team, CJ Fraser-Bell, Jessie Davis and Brad Fawcett, who brought it to life with the whole Northern Territory elements and light. Thank you to Currency Press, thank you to Jenny Medway, and thank you to Playwriting Australia, who invested in it early on and did a development down at their National Playwriting studio. Thank you to the AWGIEs for such a beautiful night, and to the judges. And pity we can't do this in a room. Okay, I hope you have an awesome night. Bye.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Music Theatre category are Fangirls, Eve Blake; Flight Memory, Alana Valentine; Whiteley, Justin Fleming.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Eve Blake for Fangirls.
If Fangirls just won, then I'm somewhere feeling very shook and very grateful. I would like to thank 4 women who helped me find the shape of this story and supported me endlessly, and they are Jenny Medway, Jane Fitzgerald, Louise Goff, and my director, Paige Rattray. And I want to dedicate this to my dramaturg and secret weapon, Johnny Ware. Johnny, I would never have finished this without you and your encouragement and your great questions and your encyclopedic knowledge of the form and your giant heart. So thank you, and thank you, AWG.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Stage category are Mary Stewart, Kate Mulvaney, Prima Facie, Susie Miller; The Mares, Kate Mulvaney.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Susie Miller for Prima Facie.
I'm deeply honoured to accept this award. Thank you to the Guild and to the judges, and to Kate Mulvaney, who's a beautiful friend and colleague who was nominated alongside me. I would also like to thank my husband, Robert, and my children, Gabriel and Sasha, and Zilla Turner, my agent from HLA. I'd also like to thank Lee Lewis, who was the director of Prima Facie in its premiere season and nurtured and stayed passionate about the project from its early days, and to Sheridan Harbridge, who played Tessa in the premiere season at Griffin and continues to play her across the land in Queensland, Melbourne and Sydney next year. And she just brings to it all her courage and all her generosity and humour. So thank you to all of these people. You made it what it was, and this award is for all those women who this play really did affect. Thank you.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops, won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. last forever. For all that we know, the roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
Hi, I'm Tony McNamara. Greetings from sunny London. My film The Favourite won last year's Outstanding Script in a Feature Film category, and it's my pleasure and honour to announce the winners of both original and adapted screenplay categories tonight.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Feature Film Adaptation category are Acute Misfortune, Eric Jensen and Thomas M. Wright. H is for Happiness, Lisa Hoppy. Penguin Bloom, Sean Grant with Harry Cripps. The Other Lamb, C.S. McMullen.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Harry Cripps and Sean Grant for Penguin Bloom.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Grant, and on behalf of Harry and I'd like to thank the Writers Guild for honouring Penguin Bloom this evening, and for all that they do for writers in this country. It's a crazy time to be one at the moment. It's a crazy time to be anything. It's the first time in a long time I've been in the country and was looking forward to celebrating with you all, but 2020 is a little different. So I'll keep it brief so we can all get back to our online Christmas shopping on our computers. I'd like to thank our producers, Bruna, Steve, Jody, Emma, for the support of this project. I'd like to thank our director, Glendon. I'd like to thank our amazing cast, led by Naomi, that brought our words to life. And more than anyone, we'd like to thank Sam and Cam Bloom and their boys, who let us into their home, let us into their lives, and entrusted us with telling this story. I look forward to you all seeing it on hopefully the big screen. Theatres are still a thing next year. And thanks again. Have a good night at home.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the Feature Film Original category are Ellie and Abby and Ellie's Dead Aunt, Monica Zanetti. Hearts and Bones, Ben Lawrence with Beatrix Christian. Unsound, Ali Burnham.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Ben Lawrence and Beatrix Christian for Hearts and Bones.
Hi, I want to thank the Australian Writers Guild firstly for this award. Such a wonderful organisation and has supported me through the years, and the work that they do to advocate for writers is wonderful. So to receive this award is a real honour. I want to firstly and mainly thank Bea Christian, my co-writer on the screenplay Hearts and Bones. She really helped me through this process. I learned a lot. She's an amazing writer. Full credit to her for this award. Thank you to my wife and my children for supporting me through it, and the producer Matt Reeder, who saw a real gem in this story and wanted to go on that journey. Thanks again.
Hi, I'm Marta Dusseldorp, and I am coming to you from the Theatre Royal stage here in Hobart, an absolutely spectacular playhouse. And we are doing the AWGIE Award-winning play by Angus Serini, The Bleeding Tree. Archipelago Productions is my company, and it's our first show ever, so we are thrilled to be back from COVID and back with audiences tomorrow night. It is my absolute pleasure to be with you tonight. I just wanted to acknowledge the Victorians that have gone through such a hard lockdown over this time. I hope anyone there is feeling freer, and yeah, we've really been thinking of you, especially down here where we've had it pretty easy. And I also wanted to say it is impossible to get a writer these days to write a series or a play. So I just wanted to say I'm thrilled that you're all getting this development work that's happening, that you are working on Australian stories, and of course I have been quite vocal about trying to keep quotas in place and will continue that fight for all of us. So I join with you in that. It's my absolute honour to present tonight, so I will get on with it. It is my pleasure to announce the winners in the television series, miniseries and telemovie categories.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the television, telemovie or miniseries category are Hungry Ghosts, Timothy Hobart, John Ridley, Jeremy Nguyen, Alan Nguyen, and Michelle Lee. The Hunting, Matthew Cormack and Nikki Aiken.
And the AWGIE goes to Matthew Cormack and Nikki Aiken for The Hunting.
Thank you to the AWGIE for putting on this wonderful event. It's a great celebration of Australian writing, and we're really chuffed to be a part of it. Thank you to my wonderful co-writer, Nikki Aiken. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, Matt. Right back at you. Thanks so much for being such a joy to work with. Thank you also to everyone who helped us write this project. Screen Australia, SAFC, DCD, everyone at Closer Productions, Sophie,
you,
Beck,
Sophie.
Matt, everyone. Woo, woo, woo. And SVS, special shouts to SVS for supporting us so incredibly through the process. Matt and I both felt so empowered by your support, and we really felt your belief in us when we went away to write this mini, and thrilled to be recognised amongst our peers tonight. And thank you also to the judges for doing the work of reading all of these scripts and during a pandemic too.
Well done. Thank you, guys.
The nominees for Most Outstanding Script in the television, series or miniseries category are Bloom, Season 2, Blip, Glenn Dolman, Messiah, He That Hath an Ear, Michael Petroni, Stateless, Panis Angelicus, Belinda Chaco, The End with Sparkles, Samantha Strauss, Total Control, Episode 3, Pip Carmel.
And the AWGIE Award goes to Pip Carmel, The Total Control, Episode 3.
Hello, my name is August. My mum called me that because she thought that was the only way she'd ever get an AWGIE. If you're watching this, I guess that means now there are two of us. Unfortunately, Mum, being a writer, started drinking hours ago and doesn't have total control of herself right now. So I'm going to have to cover for her. Firstly, I want to thank Blackfella Films for giving her a job in the first place. Between you and me, I don't think she did all the writing by herself. She should be thanking the whole writing team, and in particular, the wonderful Stuart Page, who, believe me, she owes a lot to. Also, a special thanks has to go to the legendary and beloved producer, Miranda Dear. Dear by name, darling by nature. There's probably a lot of other people to thank. Me, for instance, and for all of my moral support. But Mum can do that herself when she sobers up. So thanks for listening. Guess I won't be Mum's favourite AWGIE anymore.
I'm here tonight to award the David Williamson Prize for Playwriting for Excellence in Writing for Australian Theatre, which is a little bit embarrassing because I am David Williamson and normally don't like self-promotion, but I'm very delighted to be involved, along with my wife Kristen and the generous Shane and Catherine Brennan, in this award, which has now been going for something like 7 years. It's awarded to the most outstanding script selected from the winners of each of the theatre categories at the AWGIE Awards. Since 2013, we have awarded almost $350,000 to playwrights and theatre companies with the express aim of supporting and rewarding Australian playwrights and encouraging theatre companies to commission, develop and to program new Australian work. Tonight, the winning playwright will receive $20,000 and a theatre company that staged the winning play will receive $80,000 for development support to nurture a new Australian work to the stage. Angus Serini won in 2016 for his outstanding play, The Bleeding Tree. His latest play, Wonnegata, supported by the David Williamson Prize, opened at the Sydney Theatre Company's Rosalind Packer Theatre in September after a 6-month COVID shutdown. Tommy Murphy's acclaimed Packer & Sons was produced with support from the prize at the Belvoir Street Theatre last November. Sydney Theatre Company has just announced Kate Mulvaney's playing Beatty Bow in their 2021 season, which was developed with the assistance of the prize after Kate won last year for The Harp in the South. Playwrights have endured an exceptionally difficult year with drastic funding cuts across the theatre sector, followed by the closure of all theatres nationally in the wake of the pandemic. Together with Shane and Catherine Brennan and my wife, Kristen Williamson, it is my enormous pleasure to announce that this year's winner of the David Williamson Prize is Susie Miller for Prima Facie. Congratulations to Susie and to the Griffin Theatre Company, which staged it.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the winner of tonight's major award. The AWGIE's major award is presented to the work the judges consider to be the most outstanding from amongst all of tonight's winners. So, it's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the AWGIE's major award for 2020 is Susie Miller for Prima Facie. Congratulations, Susie. And congratulations to all of the winners tonight in all of the categories. We look forward to seeing you all next year, together, to share a drink and to toast all of the winners. Thank you and good night.
Well, folks, that's it for the 53rd Annual AWGIE Awards. Thank you to all our sponsors and to Driftwood Productions for helping us put all of this together. Congratulations to all our nominees and winners, and thank you for watching. Look, it's been a tough year, but we want to finish the night on a positive note. So who better to do that than Australia's leading musical therapist to the creative industry, direct from her home in Woy Woy, Jan Vanderstoel.
Good times and bum times, but mainly the bum times this year that you're here. Rough mornings sometimes, then whole weeks just shitting this fear. But you're here. 12 months of COVID, writer's block, homeschooling toddlers in your painting smock. As kids earn a fortune on TikTok, let's all cheer. Excuse me while I vomit, but we're here. We've gotten through Gladys and Daryl Maguire. If we were friends, I'd tell you what, I'd say to her, Gladys, for God's sake, why are ya rooting that dude? He's not even hot. The government stuffed us 250 million, they say. It's not here. Arts interrupters, no Aussie content all day. But we're here. Most nights we just get pissed and sing songs of social distancing, while we all watch our career disappear. Except dancers who can dance at the footy if they volunteer. We've gotten through JobKeeper grant applications. Gee, that was fun and a half. When you didn't get JobKeeper or your grant applications, anything else is a laugh. But 10 words on Sunday and suddenly you've written King Lear. You're Shakespeare. Rewrites on Monday, soon you'll be at your premiere. Just persevere. They'll talk about it in years to come. That god-awful year before 2021. Look what you've gained, 13 kilos in your rear. But you don't need to be skinny to win an AWGIE, so you're here. Look who's here. I can hold these notes forever. You're still here. See, told you. Big lung capacity.